Welcome back. I'm Rick Sanchez here in the world headquarters of CNN in Atlanta. There's a couple of videos that I want to drill down on now. Let's put the first one up. This is called Obama Bucks. What's Obama Bucks about? Well, this is a newsletter from a Chaffee, California Republican Women's Club. Instead of a dollar bill, this is an Obama Buck. That's literally what it is. It's complete with, well, you can see for yourself. It's got the watermelon. It's got the fried chicken. You get the picture. By the way, after being accused of being racist, the group's president, Diane Federle, says that she plans to send an apology, but she did it. She put this thing together because Obama last summer had said that, well, he doesn't look like all those other presidents on the dollar bills, and this was her apparent answer to him. Joining us now is Mark Preston with Preston on Politics. You know, we've been kind of following this theme now for the last week and a half, and I guess the obvious question is, as people look at this, because some are going to blame them and some aren't, but does this, whether they're at fault for it or not, does this hinge on the Republican Party and do irreparable harm to the Republican Party?
Well, Rick, let me just first off by saying I just got off the phone with the McCain campaign within the last 20 minutes. They said that these images are disgraceful, and really they've said that John McCain has come out very forcefully throughout this campaign and has repudiated incidences like this. As to the greater question, does this hurt the Republican Party as a whole? It certainly doesn't help, because you know what it does? It takes them off message. It forces the McCain campaign to talk to me, to talk to other reporters, to talk about having to condemn images like this instead of talking about why John McCain would be a better president. For the party as a whole, for the GOP, I did talk to one of their top strategists today as well, and this is what he said. Look, this has got to stop because it hurts us as a whole, and when we see this on the fringe, it doesn't help the greater center.
I want to show you something else, Mark. Roger, let's put this one up. This one's from Ohio. This is a display of an Obama effigy. You can see it's got the Star of David there on the head, and it says Hussein written across. And maybe what I need to ask you is this, because conventional wisdom is that some of this, while not stoked certainly by McCain or his campaign, has become more fervent since Sarah Palin joined the ticket. Is there anything to that?
No, Rick. This is what I would say to that. We are within, 21 days now, 18 days now to Election Day, and what you're seeing is you are seeing a lot of anger out there. You're seeing, on the fringe now, we're talking about the fringe of the Republican Party. We also see this on the fringe of the Democratic Party. You're seeing people that are upset, and you tend to see this at the end of a campaign. I will tell you, a Republican did point out to me today that they've seen these fringe leftists walking around with these obscenity-laden T-shirts about Sarah Palin. So, you know, while we might see it at the Palin rallies because she's pulling 10, 15, 20,000 people there, we really are talking about the fringe of that party and as well as the Democratic Party when we see it on that side.
All right, let me let you hear something now that I think viewers should see as well. And I think this is another thing that you and I are going to need to examine and parse, and we're going to do it on the other side. But before we go to this break, I want folks to listen to some of this. This is this robocall that we've been talking about. Here it is.
Hello, I'm calling for John McCain and the RNC because you need to know that Barack Obama has worked closely with domestic terrorist Bill Ayers, whose organization bombed the U.S. Capitol, the Pentagon, a judge's home, and killed Americans. And Democrats will enact an extreme...
All right, let's just leave it at that. I think we got a pretty good idea of where it's going. I mean, there was a time when we called these push polls. Mark's going to help us understand what these are and what he knows about them. We'll have that in a little bit. Mark, stay with us. Also, as we go to break, let's go ahead and listen to some of the things that some of the folks are saying to us on Facebook. Can you get that, guys? Let's go over here to Facebook. Rick, this is scary, says Donna, who's watching us now. We have all regressed back to our pre-civil rights days. Haven't we learned from history yet? This makes me so sad that people won't open their hearts and accept everyone, regardless of race or creed or color. Let's go to that little boy's picture again as we go to break. I think it's important.